So today I will start the third module, that is JavaScript and introduction to JavaScript and PHP. So let's first see what is mean by JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript was developed by Netscape in 1995. At the time, the name was the LiveScript. Later on, Sun Microsystem joined the Netscape. They are merged. Sun Microsystem and the Netscape are merged, and then they developed the LiveScript. And later on, its name is changed to JavaScript. So JavaScript has three parts. That is, one is core, client side, and the server side. So core means it includes the operators, expressions, statements, and the sub programs. JavaScript means we write the Java code we are embedding that code, Java code within the HTML document. Okay, so in the core it includes the operator, expression, statements, and the subprograms. Then client side, it is a collection of object using which one can have control over the browser, and the user browser interaction is possible. So next is server side. It is a collection of object using which one can access the database on the server. In the server means it stores a huge amount of data. Whatever the information we need, that can be accessed from the server. So next, client side scripting. So client side scripting is a class. It is a class, Java class, of scripting language that are used on the client's machine in the user's web browser. The client side scripting allows to change the content of the web page depending upon the user's input. So the client side scripting may contain instructions for the web browser to follow the response of the user. For example, clicking the button, some message should be displayed. Sometimes it is not necessary that the server should respond each time. Some action can be executed as response by the client side scripting. So some of the client side scripting languages are JavaScript, VB script, and the DHTML, and so on. So let's see applications of the JavaScript. So let us enlist some of important application of the JavaScript by which we will understand the power of the JavaScript. So first application is JavaScript can be used as an alternative to Java applets. Applets means a blinked message. So you can see if you call someone, then after disconnecting that, a message is displayed. So balance and duration time, that is just blinking. It is not saved in your inbox, just it is blinked and it is gone. So that is called an applets. Okay, the Java applets need to be downloaded separately even though they are embedded in HTML. However, JavaScript needs to be downloaded and used as an embedded in HTML document. So second application is JavaScript can get embedded in HTML document. JavaScript can be effectively used for interaction with the users. The JavaScript supports form elements such as button, text box, menus, and so on. Simple web applications such as calculators, calendars can be developed using a JavaScript. So using document object model DOM, JavaScript can be accessed and modify the properties of CSS. CSS means cascading style sheet, and the content of the XHTML document. Hence the static web document becomes the dynamic. JavaScript can be used to detect visitors browsers and can load the page accordingly. So JavaScript can be used to create cookies, and cookies you will learn in future classes. So JavaScript are used to validate the data on the web pages before submitting it on the server. So next is how to design a JavaScript. So first is use of layers. For effective web design, JavaScript layers exist. So these layers have different capabilities and functionalities. So various JavaScript layers are presentation layer, validation layer, and the asynchronous layer. Presentation layer means this layer is responsible for display of information. So this presentation layer applications include common things like creating, hiding, and showing divs. So using to show multiple views or having arrows to the page through result sets. This layer is most closely related to the user's experience. So it is generally most visible to the end users. So presentation layer means what we seen in the web page na, that is a presentation layer. So validation layer means JavaScript is used to validate logical aspects of user experience. Means validation means if the code is correct or wrong, we have to validate first. So that is validation layer. For example, it take care of validating the forms before submitting. So if you want if the one form is created and you need to consider like a Google form, so your registration form, Google form, so before submitting, so it must validate it, whether it is correct and we entered the correct information or not, like that. So have to validate. So before submitting we have to validate that form. So it is normally used in a conjunction with the presentation layer. So validation layer is used with the presentation layer. Then next is asynchronous layer. So asynchronous layer, normally JavaScript operates in an asynchronous manner where a request sent to the server requires a response before the next line of the code can be executed. During the wait between the request and the response, the browser sits in a loading state. So and only updates upon the receiving the responses. So it contrasts. An asynchronous layer can route the requests to the server in the background. In this model, as certain events are triggered, the JavaScript sends an HTTP request to the server, but while waiting for the response, the rest of the application functions normally and the browser is not in the loading state in a asynchronous layer. So next is users without JavaScript. So some of the browsers without JavaScript are web crawlers and the browser plugins and the text based client. So web crawlers means a web crawler is a client running on behalf of the search engine to download your site. This automated software agent do not interpret the JavaScript since it is costly and the crawler cannot see the enhanced look anyway. So next is browser plugins. A browser plugin is a small software program that work within the browsers and might interface with the JavaScript. Then text based client. There are some text based browser that may get deployed with the web browsers. These are often accessed using the command line interface, such as web browsers do not make use of JavaScript. So next is visually disabled client. So there is a special web browsing software that are useful to read the content of the web pages loudly. These browsers do not make use of the JavaScript. So no script tag. So the HTML no script tag element defines a section of the HTML to be inserted if the script type on the web pages in unsupported or if scripting is currently turned off in the browser. So the no script element can be used with both head and the body. So for example, consider here we have a simple program, that is document type HTML body. So no script tag, this, okay, with whatever the information given within the no script tag, this line will be displayed only if the browser is not supporting the JavaScript. If the browser is just supporting the JavaScript, means this line is, this no script line na, this line of information is displayed. If it is not supporting the JavaScript. If it is supporting the JavaScript, means this line is not displayed. Only this, what is the paragraph tag na, what is the information given within the paragraph tag na, that will be displayed. So this is about introduction to JavaScript.